Our next speaker will be Dr. Subhash Gamir. He is from Nepal, and he's talking about using AHP for land valuation in land acquisition for infrastructure development. I think that means how much do you pay people when you're going to take their land for some community purpose? So, Dr. Gamir, and let me also invite you to pronounce your name when you begin, please.
Thank you.
Can start.
Respected Chairman, presenters, and other participants of the session, a very good evening and namaste from Nepal. So, first of all, thank you for providing me this opportunity in this international conference to present on AHP for land valuation in land acquisition for infrastructure development. This is Subhash Gamir, Assistant Professor and Acting Head of Department of Geomatics Engineering, Kathmandu University in Nepal. So presentation outline, and it includes introduction, objective, methodology, study area, data collection, data analysis and results, our discussion conclusion, and limitations and recommendations. So investment in infrastructure development for public purpose is very important for the development of any country. Inadequacy of compensation amount, that means low valuation, is one of the main causes for opposition and delays in land acquisition during an infrastructure development. GIS technology, geoinformation science, geoinformation system technology is not applied in land valuation for land acquisition in infrastructure development. Therefore, land valuation and management process is always controversial for infrastructure development. And in the case of Nepal, there is an ad hoc committee to fix the compensation amount, that means the valuation. So according to Satie, AHP is a theory of measurement that the peer-wise comparison and depends on the judgment of experts to find out priority. Similarly, peer-wise comparisons are based on forming judgment between two particular criterions rather than attempting to prioritize an entire list of criterions. And it has shown that weighting activities in multi-criteria decision-making can be effectively dealing using hierarchical structure and peer-wise comparisons. So, as this is a part of my PhD work, so the main objective of this paper is to develop land valuation model by using GIS and AHP for land acquisition in infrastructure development. Methodology. Discussing on the methodology, the quantitative and qualitative methodologies are adopted for this study. The quantitative data were collected from household survey, that means household questionnaire, and qualitative data are collected from key informants interview, focus group discussion, and participants observation. The respondent for primary data collection were 105, representing affected families, that means affected families from the infrastructure development, and I have looked on the fast track, so that means fast track officials, land administration professionals, civil society member, and local leaders. So the study area, the case study chosen for this study is Kathmandu Tarai Fast Track Road Project in Nepal. Fast Track Project is a national pride project under Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport in Nepal. The alignment is Outer Ring Road, Kulekhani, Bagmati Confluence, Thengan, Budene, Chhattiwan, Nijgarh, and Patlaya. And among this area, my study area is the Chhattiwan, PDC. So responses for primary data collection. So household survey, I have taken 94 households. So I took a key informants interviews, that was Department of Road, Fast Track official, so 3, land administration professional and decision maker 5, and BDC representative and civil society 3. It means it's total 105. So for the land valuation, I have taken some of the criteria and did some rankings and find the level of importance. And here, on 100% of the respondents say that the road is very high important to find the land valuation. Similarly, in the case of built up, it's a high important, slope, very high important, natural environment that it includes river and forest, medium important, soil type, medium important, and social environments not important. So when you have these rankings and you use the comparison metrics that to find the eigenvector, I mean the weightage value, then you have the weightage for the road, slope, built up, natural environment, soil types. So using these weightage and using this GIS technology to have an weightage overlay, this model has been developed. This model has been developed where you have weight as a road 36%, topography is a 36%, river 3%, forest 3%, and you have overall 100%. So you can see here the weight is developed for each criteria and is used in GIS to have an overhead weightlay. And you can find here for the each parcel, you can find the value here, land value here. And with the help of this AHP pairwise comparisons and with this mathematical model, you can see here this value, it's a rate area. And when you have all the criteria that is best, it means the one. So you can calculate the value here and you have the rate. So you can calculate the value of each parcel, I mean the land. So conclusion, the AHP is applied for land valuation in infrastructure development. The land value is determined with spatial analysis, that means GIS, using GIS, and analytic hierarchy process, AHP. A numerical weight or priority is derived for each element of the hierarchy. Land value modeling is carried out to determine the value of each parcel by using dependent variable, which is the land market price, and independent variable, which is parcel quality label. And when you are calculating this parcel quality label, you have used this AHP and the weight is calculated from the comparison matrix. Therefore, GIS with analytic hierarchy process is an effective tool for dealing with complex decision by setting priorities and makes the best decision. Limitations and recommendation that my study has used criteria such as road, built up, slope, forest, soil type, and river. But further study can be carried out, including the other criteria for land valuation in land acquisition for infrastructure development. It means I have not used other criteria for land valuation. Maybe you can ask for the other criteria like environmental criteria, or maybe social criteria, socioeconomic criteria, maybe cultural criteria, or maybe other geospatial criteria. I have not used those criteria because it's limitations. So further study can be carried out, including these criteria to have the land valuations. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And if you have any question, I'm happy to answer it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. That's very interesting presentation. I appreciate it. Does anyone have a question? Would you like to ask? Subash? Any comments? I wonder, Subash, if you could show us your conclusions again. Are you able to get to your last page there?
Yes.
Maybe the one before that, perhaps, that has more detail about what your alternatives were. One more page up on your slides. What I'm looking for is like the numbers that you ended up with at the end and what they applied to?
Sorry?
I think it went by too fast. You had some numbers that you evaluated, or you have actual results at the end of your process?
Yeah. This one?
Oh, okay. So these are the eigenvectors. What are these? I'm not quite sure I understand these. So
This is,
in the road column, yeah.
you see, it's the level of the importance. So how it's the level of, you can see in the Satie's model, then you have 1, 3, 5. This is the level of importance. Whether it's high important, it's a very high important, or it's medium important. That it means that it's a level of importance.
I see.
Because this is my part of the PhD work, and even I have not shown details in my slides, but you can see the detailed calculation in my the thesis. So these data comes from the level of the importance.
And you got the level of importance. There was another slide, maybe it was a couple up, about percentages. Yes. So these were, if I understood this correctly, your respondents, the people that were giving you judgments, all thought that roads had a very high level of importance. Is that right? In other words, every participant said roads are very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it means that for the property valuation, I mean for the land valuation, my respondents say that 100% of the respondents, yes, road is very high important, and when your parcel lies near the road, it means it has a very high value.
I see. Okay. Well, I am understanding this now. That's interesting. You just had your respondents say
Yes.
whether they thought they were very important or highly important or what, and then you counted how many thought that.